There's one thing NFL teams probably wish female fans really understood. You do not need to memorize statistics, formations, or fantasy football, like rankings or any of that stuff, to deserve to enjoy the game. And honestly, a lot of women have been made to feel like they need to pass some kind of football entrance exam before they're allowed to participate. Like, if you can't explain complex defenses while standing in a parking lot eating your nachos and queso, like you somehow don't count as a fan? I don't think so. And I mean, let's be honest, I'm going to say this out loud because meanwhile, half the men that are yelling during games are confidently incorrect. That's right. I said it. They are not correct. Because football culture has created this weird pressure where women sometimes feel like they have to prove they belong. You don't have to prove anything. The truth is, the NFL doesn't survive without female fans. Oh, yeah, I said it. They don't survive without us female fans. And more importantly, the game becomes way more enjoyable when you stop trying to like perform knowledge, and start letting yourself actually just experience it. Just experience the game. So today, we're going to talk about the one thing that football organizations, teams, broadcasters, and honestly, even longtime fans wish more women understood. You already notice more about football than you think. You don't need to become a walking encyclopedia of football terms. You just need context and confidence and really just permission to stop second guessing yourself. Because football is not just about remembering rules, it's about reading emotion, tension, reactions, and personalities, relationships, rhythm, and storytelling. And here's another truth: women are naturally excellent at this part of sports and football in particular. Nobody talks about that enough. Like, we are really good at all of those things because we just innately understand, storytelling and emotions. I mean, sorry guys, but we do. So this matters because so many women just quietly sit on the edge of football culture instead of fully enjoying it. They stay quiet at the watch parties or they hesitate before asking questions. They apologize for not knowing enough. Stop that. No apologizing. And meanwhile, football is supposed to be fun. Yeah, fun, connection, it's entertainment. Most importantly, it's a shared experience, not social anxiety with a side of delicious snacks, although the snacks are great, but no anxiety. And honestly, once women stop feeling like they need to earn their place in football spaces, they usually realize they understand the game way faster than they expected. This is sort of my explanation, and it may not apply, but I'm going there anyway. I remember when I first learned how to fly fish in Montana, and I'd never gone. I was out on the river with a friend of mine who'd been fishing like his whole life for years, like decades. And the guide told me because I just started, doing what he said. And he said to me, women tend to get this faster because we feel it and we are a little less technical than men can be. And I was like, great. And sure enough, I caught myself a cut bow. So that's just an example of where us women, we really do have an edge. But you know what? This really reminds me of so much of one of my friends. And she started dating someone who was obsessed with football, like obsessed. And every Sunday became like multiple screens. Actually, his house is kind of cool for, I think, but there's multiple screens, team jerseys, like people yelling at the televisions, like the players could actually hear you. They can't, but they pretend they can. And she told me, like, I feel stupid every time I'm there. Not because anyone was mean to me, but because everyone else just seems fluent in this football language that she doesn't understand. So one Sunday, I decided she was going to finally learn football. So, and she was nervous, right? Because she doesn't know what she was getting into. But midway through the game, one of the players got really frustrated after a missed play. And she casually said to me, "Oh, their energy feels off right now." And yeah, she was right. And everybody at the party like immediately started nodding with her because it really was off. And the offense looked disconnected. The sideline looked really tense, and the quarterback definitely looked rattled. And afterwards, she said something that really stuck with me. She said, um, I realized I was trying so hard to memorize football that I forgot to just watch the people. That's it. And that's the thing. Football is deeply emotional and human. I know it seems barbaric, but it really is. And once women stop assuming that they're behind, they often pick up on the emotional side of the game incredibly quickly. Kind of our superpower, I think. So maybe you're thinking to yourself, yeah, okay, but I still don't know enough to really understand what the heck is going on. But I say, like, compared to who? Seriously, most football fans are not experts. They know like bits and pieces of the game. They know a few patterns and really they just have a whole lot of personal opinions. They might even have some random trivia that seems really impressive, but that's normal. You don't need complete mastery to belong in the conversation. You just need familiarity and a little confidence. And that's where the fun starts. So, number one, football is storytelling. We're really good at telling stories. This is what many women naturally understand faster than they realize. Football is not just plays and yards and numbers, it's the personalities and the pressure, the relationships between guys and confidence or frustration. It's about leadership. And every game has emotional storylines. The the struggling rookie, the injured veteran, the coach under pressure, the comeback attempt, the rivalry, like the redemption arc. Those are what's so fun. And that's why football becomes addictive for people because humans are wired for stories. And many female fans instinctively notice emotional dynamics before they memorize the technical details, which really like makes watching football way more interesting. And if you've ever wanted an easier way to start understanding what actually makes games exciting, created something called the Sunday cheat sheet. It's free. It's the 10 things that make every game worth watching because once you know what to look for, football becomes way more entertaining. So, link is in the description below and it's free. Point number 2, you do not need to sound smart. This is huge. You do not need to sound smart. A lot of women think football confidence means memorizing terminology, arguing stats, or trying to out-analyze everyone. No! Real confidence usually sounds relaxed. It sounds like, that felt like a huge shift. Or their quarterback looks frustrated. Or this game suddenly feels tense. that team looks way more connected. Those are all real observations. And honestly, a lot of hardcore fans miss those emotional patterns completely because they're so focused on the technical details that they miss it. Okay, number 3, NFL teams want women invested. Invested. And now this part matters because women are not some tiny extra audience. Female fans drive ratings, merchandise, social media, like family traditions. I mean, who puts our gatherings together? Us ladies. That's right. But it's also community engagement. We love community, and the NFL knows this. Teams want women emotionally connected to the sport. That's right. And that's why broadcasts have become more personality driven, more story driven. All of those cool stories that they show either before the game, like, I mean, NFL Game Day is an entire show that starts the day, and they tell all of these stories. Why? Because we care. Women care. So they're way more relationship driven than you think. Because again, sports are emotional entertainment, not just competition. So the next time you watch football, stop trying to pass a test. Instead, ask, who looks confident? Who looks nervous? Which team feels really connected to one another? And which sideline feels frustrated? You've seen that. The guy that throws his helmet down and smashes the table. Yeah, that's frustration. So look for which team seems emotionally locked in and just watch those reactions. Watch the body language. Watch the energy shifts between teammates, and you'll be shocked how quickly the game starts making sense because football is not just about the knowledge, it's about observation. So, the one thing NFL teams probably wish female fans understood, you belong in football spaces long before you know everything. You don't need to earn your way into enjoying the game. You don't need to perform expertise. You just need curiosity and context because football is emotional, human, it's social and story driven. And honestly, a lot of women already understand those parts naturally, which means you are probably much closer to getting football than you even think. Now, if you want more videos that make football feel approachable, fun, and way less intimidating, make sure you subscribe to this channel because around here, we're not trying to impress people. We're not trying to impress anyone. We're learning how to actually enjoy the game. You're getting sharper already.